In terms of how you see your job as Attorney General, where would you go on the issue of net neutrality that a lot of state attorneys generals are weighing in on? Mr. Weiser, we'll start with you.
What many people don't know is the term net neutrality was actually launched at CU Boulder at a conference I hosted, and it was embraced by the FCC Chair Michael Powell at an event I hosted. Then I went to work for President Barack Obama on this issue. For those unfamiliar, the concept means if you're a broadband company, you can't block or degrade traffic. And for 14 years under both parties, we've had a commitment to net neutrality. We in Colorado are a very innovative ecosystem. We've got a lot of innovators, a lot of consumers who want access to an internet that isn't subject to discrimination or blocking or degrading. Like many issues at the federal level, if our federal government does something that violates the law, if it's unjustifiable under the law, we have an Attorney General who can protect our rights under both state law and federal law. Whether that's curtailing the methane rule we depended on or curtailing the net neutrality rule, I'll fight for Colorado, innovators and consumers, and I'll challenge illegal actions like the decision to end net neutrality.
Thank you, Mr. Brauchler. And I should say follow-ups are a minute long rather than 2 minutes long. Sorry about that.
Well, that sucks. Look, the net neutrality thing, it's part of a bigger problem at the federal level, and that is that when Congress doesn't act and do things, there's this void that gets filled by a bunch of unelected bureaucrats 1,500 miles from here who pass these rules on us that have these sweeping impacts that we really don't have the ability to undo until there's a change of presidential administration. And because of that, you see this bouncing back and forth, 3-2 vote for, 3-2 vote against. At the end of the day, this issue of net neutrality is something that Congress, like many other issues, should deliberate over, should compromise on, and come up with something that is longer standing than the next 4-year presidential election. Whether net neutrality is a good or a bad thing, I think depends on how you define it and who you pick as your favorites to exempt from it, as we've seen under the last 3-2 rule. I do think it's important to note that after the net neutrality was passed, for the first time ever in those years, there was a decrease in investment in internet development spending. That says something. Look, as AG, I'm going to be guided by the policy issues that the legislature wants to put forward, and I'll figure out a way to make them legal, and if not, I'll give them that advice. Thanks.
Thank you.